Hi, this is Vicki from Grandma Bee's Junk Journal. Thanks for stopping by my channel. Today I'm going to share a little craft that I worked on during my 2 weeks, kind of a mini vacation. I went to watch my grandbabies in 2 different states, and so I always have to pack some projects for me to do on the long travel, as well as I get up very early in the morning. I'm an early bird, and I'm up several hours before anybody else in the house is. So I always have small projects with me that I can work on to keep my hands busy. And so on this trip, I made a ton of fabric clusters, and I just want to share a couple of ideas with you on um, how I take them on my trips, and then what do I do with the project once I get home. So for this trip, typically I will bring like hand sewing. I like to do wool projects, but I didn't have time to get anything much ready. So I went digging in my stash and tried to come up with something really quick to take along. This is a pre-cut bundle of fabric. I know a lot of junk journalers are also sewers, and so what this is a bundle of a collection of fabrics. They all coordinate, and there's different kinds of pre-cuts. If you're not familiar with the pre-cut world, this is a charm pack, so all of the squares are 5 by 5, and there's 42 in a pack. Pre-cuts also come in like 10 by 10 squares, 2.5 by 2.5 square packs, 2.5 inch strips. So there's lots of different kind of pre-cut bundles. Now, why am I talking about this? Well, because I didn't have time to grab a bunch of fabrics, cut them down, and all of that. So normally I wouldn't have grabbed my pre-cuts because they're not cheap, but they're always beautiful fabrics, and they coordinate really well, and I was in a hurry. So I went ahead and grabbed one of my charm packs, and what I did was I took 2 of my zipper pouches. I get these from Amazon. I don't know, it's quite large, maybe 12 inches by, I'm not for sure what the size is, but they're large zipper pouches from Amazon, and they come in a bundle of like 20 or 24 of them. I always used to use them in my classroom. But I like to use these to carry when I'm traveling, because they fit a lot of stuff. So what I did was I took a couple of my charm packs and all of the things that I thought I would need to create some of my clusters. So what I did with the charm packs was I just cut up in little pieces, just a variety of sizes, and then I bagged them up and stuck them in my zipper pouches. And then in my other zipper pouch, this was the rest of the stuff. It's messy, but we're talking lots and lots of miles on the road, and airplane flights as well. So I took a box of buttons. Here's another charm pack that I had cut up in all different kinds sizes. I took my bundle of lace, and because I was snipping some of this off. What else? Here's another charm pack. I brought some different ribbons and lace and rickracs. So this was just kind of, like I said, I just threw a bunch of stuff in. I had made these little needle books years ago. It's wool, just pieces of wool I made into a book, and I stick my needles in there and a needle threader, so it's always ready for me when I go. So anyways, I had 2 of these zipper pouches packed full of everything that I thought I would need to create some fabric clusters on the road. And this was the bag that I ended up with. I kind of got bored after I made who knows how many, maybe 50, I don't know. I made a lot of them. But it was so easy because I had all of the stuff in my pouches, and I took like 4 to 5 pieces of the random fabrics, and it didn't really matter which colors, because with these charm packs, every color in there, every piece of fabric coordinate. So I didn't have to think. I just grabbed. And then I had cut some of the lace into little pieces, and then a button and a rickrack. And all I did was sew the button on through all of the layers. And that was it. And then I threw them in this bag, and I just kept adding and adding and adding. And then when I got home, which was just last weekend, I have this, now I have this big bag sitting by my sewing machine, and when I have a few minutes, I'm out in my studio, I can throw it on my sewing machine, and all I'm doing is just zigzagging just a little bit. It gives it, a really cool look, plus it holds the layer down. Now you would not have to sew at all. This I was just doing straight stitch. This I was doing a little bit of zigzagging, but you would definitely not have to use your sewing machine, because when you sew that button through all the layers, it's holding it, okay? It's holding them all together. Now, what am I gonna do? So now I have this whole big bag of fabric clusters, beautiful colors, absolutely no work at all. This is also a great project if you're sitting and watching a movie at night. It's just really quick and easy, and you end up having a lot done in a fast time. All right, so then what am I going to do with that? Well, I was trying to think of some ideas. You could use them to decorate your pages and front covers and, tags and just different pieces of ephemera. But I wanted to share a little project with you, so that if you're making some fabric clusters, maybe you would want to make this project as well. I think I got this idea from Natasha, from Treasure Books. And if you have not seen any of her videos on YouTube, you are missing a gem. Natasha is amazing. I absolutely love everything that she makes. She is an amazing artist. I have her book, and all of her, the videos, all of the things that she creates, you're going to find in this book. So I absolutely love this. So you can get this at Amazon. Just shouting her out, because she really is an amazing person. And she's really funny too. She's got a great sense of humor. She's from, I believe it's Australia. She's got that accent that, you just love that accent. So highly recommend her. She has so many great ideas. I'm pretty sure, not 100%, but I'm pretty sure this little fold thing came from her. If not, I apologize, but I know it's out there anyways, but I'm sure I got it from her. So this, I don't know what it's called, to be honest with you, but it can be used in different ways. You can put it right into a signature and, just have it as a page. You could glue this side onto a page or a front cover and then have it open up. You could close it with a clip or some other kind of fastener. Now, what this is, it's created with a 12 by 12 sheet of scrapbook paper. So if you have some scrapbook paper that, it's not really your favorite, or it's just sitting in your stash and you just have not used it, this is a great stash buster. It only needs to be one-sided paper, because you don't see the back side anyways. And so I have sewn around this, but I'm going to show you if you didn't want to sew. So this is the one that I made watching the video that I did. I did not sew. So what this means is you could have a pocket right here, and then a pocket right here, and then a pocket right here, and a pocket right here. You could also leave the top open and have pockets here. So you could actually have 3 pockets on each side plus the inside. That would give you a ton of space in your journal, either in a signature or just if you glued this side down, you know, again, you would have all of this space for photos or journaling or ephemera, whatever. So, let me show you this, and then I'll show you how to make it. So on here, I have one of the tags that I make, and these are also on my website, and I do a video on how to make these. So I put that in a pocket. I have glued one of my fabric clusters just to embellish it because I think it's super cute. Open it up. I have glued on a journaling card, and then use some Fabri-Tac to glue this piece of lace down so it's kind of hidden. And then you could do whatever you want here. You could journal or photo or embellish whatever you wanted. Then on the back side, you've got your other pocket. I have used this right here, this little notepad. I like to get these at the Dollar Tree. There is a ton of paper here, and they work wonderful in pockets. And so what I did was I just took it off. I folded this in half, and then I clipped these two pieces right on. So for this fabric cluster, I went ahead, this does not look pretty on the back, I'll tell you that, but I just glued a paper clip and then clipped the papers together. They coordinate really well at the Dollar Tree. There's, you know, lots and lots of different choices there. But I'm just clipping this right here so it stays in. So that's another way to use those fabric clusters. So there you go. You can just put this in a signature. You could also just clip it onto a page. You've got lots of real estate there to do with whatever you want. So I'm going to go ahead and show you, first of all, before I do that, so I want to share the glue. I get lots of questions on the glue. So the Fabri-Tac, this is what I use for any kind of gluing on fabric or lace or ribbons. This is super strong and fast. It's really good. It is a little pricey, but I feel it's worth it because it's very strong. Art glitter glue. It does not have glitter in it. That's just the name of it, Art Glitter Glue. It dries clear. It's white. It dries clear. It's super strong. It dries super fast, and I like to stick them in little bottles to use. But it is cheaper if you buy the bigger bottles, and I just get these from Amazon. And then the large clips for the fabric clusters, I just get these at the Dollar Tree, although you can certainly get these anywhere you want. I like using the jumbos. Okay, so, and I just grabbed a couple of sheets of scrapbook paper, 12 by 12, in my stash that I have not used for whatever reason. So the first thing I am going to do is you're going to fold it corner to corner like this and diagonal, okay? And then diagonal like this. And then back like this. Now you could get your bone folder out, which I forgot to put over here, but you could use your bone folder to make this nice and crisp. And then I'm going to flip it. I'm going to do this as well. So there's no cutting on this at all. It's just folding. So then that's it. So this is what you have. Now, if you wanted to if you wanted to sew it like I did, and I just used like a zigzag, the first thing I did, I opened it back up and I sewed from here up and then down, and then I closed it back up like this, and then I sewed it across. Okay, so I sewed it here and here, which would be right here, and then I closed it back up, And then see, I sewed it, whoops, there goes my one page. I sewed it across the bottom. And then that gives you your nice stitches, and you close it up like this. And then you have a pocket here, you open it up, and then you have this real estate here. Now, if you do not want to sew it, you can just glue it here and glue it here. So you'll glue it here and glue it here to hold those two pockets down, and then this becomes a pocket, or you could glue it shut and this becomes a pocket. Same here and here, and then you also have, this is open and this is open. So all of those could be pockets, or you could glue them shut, whatever you want. Okay, so then this is what it looks like. And then this would go right in like that, or like this, or like this. So I hope you understood that. And then I'm going to do it one more time. So I'll take this 12 by 12. I'm going to fold it corner to corner diagonally on the diagonal like this. You can use your bone folder. Okay, so you have your triangle. Then you're going to bring it over like this. Again, bone folder is a good idea here. Okay, if you're going to sew it, you could sew from here up and then down. And you're going to close it, or just leave it the way it is. And then you're going to take this point back, fold it up. There's your pockets. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3 pockets. Now, if you are sewing, then this is where you're going to sew across the bottom to get that, bottom pocket made. Now, this is a perfect way to use those one-sided papers and papers that maybe you just haven't found a use for them yet in your journal making or card making, and this is a great way to use this. Now, if you're not a junk journaler and you just like to make cards, this would also make just a great gift. You could put some tags and put photos on the back. You could fill it with gift cards, tea bags. There's lots of, different gift ideas that you could use this for as well. So I hope that this has given you a couple of ideas to use some fabric clusters as well as your single-sided paper. And I hope you have enjoyed this project. And again, if you have not watched Natasha, go check her out. She's pretty amazing. So, and I am sure there's lots of other people out there on YouTube that are making this kind of project as well. So anyways, I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, please hit like and subscribe so you make sure that you get notified when I put videos up. I do appreciate you stopping by. Thanks. Bye-bye.